All right, so you're thinking about building a pond, huh? Dreaming of that perfect backyard
A
oasis.
little slice of paradise.
Exactly. Well, we're diving into an article today from Superior Ponds. They specialize in these kind of projects. And it's called, get this, Avoiding the Hidden Pitfalls of Pond Projects. 4 Costly Mistakes and How to Stay on Track.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So let's get right into it. First pitfall they talk about is contractor games. Too good to be true bids. What's that all about?
Well, everyone loves a bargain,
Oh, yeah.
but sometimes a bid that seems amazingly low can end up costing you way more in the long run.
Oh, so?
Say, for example, you get a bid for a pond and it seems like a steal, but then later, the contractor might hit you with extra charges for things you thought were included,
Like what?
like excavation. They might have only included digging down 3 feet in the original bid. If you want a deeper pond, for fish maybe, that's going to cost you extra. Or maybe they skimped on the liner material quality to keep that initial price down. Suddenly, all those extras add up, and your bargain basement pond has become a budget-busting nightmare.
Yikes.
Yeah, so the article really emphasizes the importance of getting a detailed proposal up front, one that clearly outlines everything,
Everything.
like what kind of liner they're using, how deep they're digging, the whole 9 yards.
So it's not just about the bottom line number. It's about understanding what that number actually covers.
Exactly. A good contractor will be totally transparent about all those details.
Makes sense. Okay, so the second pitfall is designer games, out-of-reach dreams. This one sounds kind of heartbreaking.
It can be. You get excited, you start envisioning this amazing pond with all the bells and
Yeah,
whistles.
waterfalls, fountains, the works.
Right, and a designer might draw up these gorgeous plans that look amazing on paper, but they might not be practical for your budget.
Or even your lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
You might end up with a pond that's beautiful, but totally unmanageable.
So how do you strike that balance between dreams and reality?
Well, that's where a good contractor comes in again. They'll work with you to design a pond that meets your needs and fits your budget.
And they'll be honest about what's achievable.
Right, absolutely. And, Superior Ponds, they actually have this thing called an iceberg clause in their contracts.
An iceberg clause.
Yeah, it's pretty clever. Basically, it's a way to address those hidden costs that can pop up unexpectedly.
Ooh, those are scary.
Right. It's like you see the tip of the iceberg, which is the initial quote, but there might be all these hidden expenses lurking beneath the surface. The iceberg clause helps to anticipate those costs so you're not caught off guard later on.
Makes sense. So it's kind of like an insurance policy against those unexpected surprises.
That's a good way to put it. It's all about managing expectations and making sure everyone's on the same page from the beginning.
I like that. Okay, third pitfall. Design build games. The blank check proposal.
Oh.
That sounds a little terrifying.
Yeah, this is a common one, and it can be a recipe for disaster. Sometimes contractors are hesitant to give you a firm price up front.
Why is that?
Well, they might be worried about locking themselves into a number, especially if they're not sure about all the details yet.
I can see that.
But the problem is, if you don't have a clear idea of the costs from the beginning, you could end up spending way more than you planned.
So what's the solution? How do we avoid this blank check situation?
The article stresses clear communication. Don't be afraid to ask for a detailed breakdown of the costs involved, and make sure everything is put in writing.
In writing. Got it.
And if there are any changes to the plan along the way, those should be documented too, with a clear explanation of how they'll affect the price.
So it's all about transparency and accountability.
Exactly. The more open and honest the communication is, the less likely you are to encounter surprises down the road.
Okay, last but not least, we have broken teams and subcontractor confusion. This one sounds like a recipe for major headaches.
Oh, it definitely can be. Imagine this. The salesperson promises you a specific feature, but then the installation team has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Right, or maybe the electricians and the landscapers aren't coordinating properly and they end up working at cross purposes. It's a nightmare.
So how do we prevent this from happening?
Well, Superior Ponds has a really interesting approach. They do these video walkthroughs and something they call passing of the trust meetings before construction even begins.
What are those?
Basically, they bring everyone involved, the client, the designers, the project managers, and all the subcontractors together in one room to discuss the entire plan in detail.
Wow, so everyone's literally on the same page.
Exactly. It ensures that everyone understands the vision, the timeline, and their specific roles in the project.
That's a fantastic idea. I could see how that would prevent a lot of miscommunication and confusion down the road.
Absolutely. And to add an extra layer of accountability, Superior Ponds even offers success incentives for on-time and on-budget completion. That way, everyone is motivated to deliver a successful project.
Smart. So it's all about teamwork, clear communication, and a shared commitment to success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
What I'm hearing is building a pond is about more than just picking a design. It's about finding the right team and making sure everyone is working together smoothly.
You got it.
It's about creating something truly special without the stress and headaches.
Exactly. It's about enjoying the journey as much as the destination.
Well said.